Welcome back. Let me just, what I really want to do now is, wait, did I unlock? Fucking hell. To unlock it, yes, I did. Okay, cool. So this is a slight detour, but we shall do the event, which will giveth thine a beautiful polar mount. Welcome, my adventuring friend. Come to enjoy the Moonfire Fair festivities. Have you? I promise you're in for a scorching, sweating, good time. As you may very well know, uh, the fairy fair is a storied tradition that in recent years has served to promote the effort of the Adventurers Guild. On behalf of Erosians everywhere, once again, we've got a piping hot plate full of exciting activities for all and one and all. This year, we've also been tasked by none other than Master Geruju, our ever generous patron of the event, which creating the ultimate icy dessert to starve off the heat. We'd more than welcome the aid of a skilled adventurer like yourself, and needless to say, we'd reward you well for your efforts. If you'd be willing and able to lend a hand, simply hop over to Costa del Sol and speak to my colleague, Hormaga. Alright, let's warp to Costa del Sol, but we'll just take the cheap route. People are fishing today. Costa del Sol, yes, please, thank you. Alright. Let's see, melt. I will use this because it'll give us a chance to fly and transform. Sweet, see? Oops, shit, sorry. Welcome, friend, and I hope you enjoyed the festive. Wait a minute, that's Adventure's Garp. If ever I saw some, did Mayuaru send you to help with our confectionery challenge? And how glad I am to hear it. God's honest truth, we're in a bit of a bind here. You see, though, we've been tasked with making the most delightfully frosty dessert. We are suffering from a lack of the all-important ingredient, ice. The shipment was supposed to come in bells ago, but word has it it's been held by some disturbance in the area. Might you be so kind as to check with my associate P. Obayono and see if she knows anything further? She should be just to the east of here, over the beach. Bum, 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 ba-dum. What's that you say? Haramagas sent you to ask about the delayed shipment of ice. To be quite honest, the situation is something of a complicated one. As you may have heard, for this year's festivities, Master Gagaruju has imposed upon us rather daunting task, preparing the finest frozen dessert the realm has ever seen. He promised us that he would spare not a single guild to see the deed done. So we decided to enlist the services of one of the realm's most prominent confectioners. All well and good to this point, yes. As it turns out, this confectioner has a hopeless perfectionist, insisting that only the finest ice in all the erosia would serve for her creation. She hopped on the next vessel to the northern seas. And that's the last we saw of her. It's not that I fear for her life, mind you, pardon the pun, but she's one tough cookie. That said, the festivities are all but upon us, and if she doesn't make it back soon. Look, gads, the poor girl's drowning out there. Goop, goop, goop. That garb, yes, it's her, Akira. That's Nikiki, the self-same confectioner of whom I just spoke. We must help her at once. There it is. Oops. Poor Nikiki. Do you suppose she's all right? Okay, thank you. Will she be alright? In any event, I'll leave her in your capable hands. Ah, shit. Ugh. Oh, Nikki, you've come back to us. Thank the gods. Peyobiano, is that you? Why, I'm back in Costa del Sol. You are indeed. Whatever happened to you out there? Were you swept away in a storm, tossed from your boat by some eldritch horror from the depths of the sea? I fear my memory is still hazy. As I remember, we sailed in the northern seas, where after braving the elements and some fierceless fiends set on making a meal of me, I succeeded in procuring the most pristine ice I've ever laid my eyes upon. We began the journey back, and just as we were approaching Kelso the Soul, it's no use. The only thing I remember is our vessel capsizing and my body being flung from the deck along with my hard won supply of ice. But at least I made it back in one piece, and I have one, and you and your friend here to thank for that, Payoyano. Oh, my dearest friends, you too survived the shipwreck. Why couldn't it be? I couldn't be happier. These creatures are your friends? Aren't they lovely? We met on one of the isles up north. I shared some of my treats with them, and the next thing I knew, they were following me everywhere. They're gentle and strong, and most perfect companions, really. All right, that's enough of you touching the touching reunion. My precious ice is scattered all about the place. Go round it up and bring it here on the double now. Grrr. Well, would you look at that? They're quite clever, aren't they? Oh, lucky day. The seals are intact and the ice inside undamaged and unmelted. That means only one potential rub remains. A rub? Yes, as a matter of fact, the ice, you see, is everything I hoped it would be, which is why it was rather to my car grin when I later discovered that a dreadful fiend slumbered in the rather large chunk of ice that I had loaded in onto our vessel. Yes, it's all coming back to me now. As we neared Costa del Sol with the balmy wind drifted in, I heard a dreadful rumbling coming up from the cargo hold. I rushed down to investigate, only to see the fearsome creature. It appeared rather perturbed by the heat, and it suddenly began to swell larger and larger until boom! It would appear my own carelessness was the cause of our unfortunate incident. Fortunately, my Fury companions, and I survived the shipwreck, as has my stock of the purest ice. Yeah, and yet I fear the fiend will be back in search of the icy home I so unceremoniously stole from him. Wherever am I to do? Have no fear, my dear Nikiki. In fairs over the years, my friends and I have fought off more bombards than you can shake a stick at. Why, Bombard Buster could be my middle name. Now let's go apprise Lorhomaga on the situation. Surely he'll have an idea as to how we can deal with the menace and kick the festivities off with a bang. Oh, that's adorable. That's adorable. Bump, 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 bump. Herr Magas, an old hand at bombard bustling. He's sure to have a trick or two up his sleeve, then that will serve us well. I'm not sure how much help I'll be, and yet I'm the one who brought this menace here. It wouldn't do for me to just stand on the sidelines do while you do all the heavy lifting. Okay. Ah, Kara, I was wondering when I might hear back from you in Poyano. And I see our star confectioner has joined you as well. Pray tell, how did you fare? Oh dear. So while the ice has been safely procured, a bustler bombard of behemoth like proportions has been procured alongside it. No doubt that has something to do with the panic screams I heard coming from the beach. But not to worry, after all, what's is Moonfire Fair if not a season for blasting ill-tempered, hot-headed balloons out of the air? And I know just the person to assist us in the effort. Just a moment now. Say no more, Master Haramaga. I stand ever at the ready, my friends. Who goes there? Surely you have heard the tales of the Throsy, brave leader of the Bombardiers and Bane to bombards the realm over. Or perhaps you haven't, but no matter, pray rest assured that I and my companions will see safely return to your beaches. Gabako, too, has come to save the day, and he has brought his fun little toys. Trinkets, trifles, toys. Oh yes, Bako has brought his toys that go boom. And I'm Raful Tia. I may still be new to this adventure business, but I promise you that what I lack in experience, I make up for in pluck, spirit, and determination. This whole mess was all my fault, and still, so many of you have come to my aid. How can I ever repay you? Nonsense, my dear. The ice you brought was at our behest, and all will be forgiven when you fashioned for us the most delightful frosty dessert Master Garuju has ever laid eyes on. Besides, the exploits of Babard bustling adventurers are sure to bring even more good publicity to the guild. That settles it then. Let's get out there and show that oversized ball of ice that the Isles of Endless Summer is no place for his ilk. The fate a blizzard of bombards can only be completed as a disciple of war magic. Oh god. Oh wait, no, no. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's do this. Oh, I'm level 30. All right. All right. All right. That was exactly what I wanted. Welcome back, my friend. Kira, pray tell, how did you fare? Oops, I'm sorry. The look of relief and supreme satisfaction on your faces. Am I to surmise that you've succeeded in driving off that most baleful bombard? Indeed, and we scarcely even broke a sweat in the doing. Isn't that right, Paoliano? Quite so, my friend, though I dare say it wouldn't have been nearly so easy without Akira at our side. I cannot thank you enough, my friend. And yet, we must remain ever vigilant, for there is no telling when the dread creature's friends may return to seek their revenge. In any event, the Isles of Endless Summer is safe for now, and that is what matters most. You truly are heroes, all of you. Well, all's well that ends well, I say, and with that, I say it's time we retrieve our supplies from the beach. Splendid. Just you wait, my friends. Nikiki is going to prepare the most marvelous dessert that realm has ever seen. All right. Oh, Akira, I can't thank you enough. Were it not for you, I'd have been too busy running for my life to even think of making Master Geruju's dessert. But all's well that ends well, and finally I can get down to what I was brought here to do. I promise you, I'll be done before you know it. So why don't you and Poyoyano entertain yourselves for the time being? And while you're at it, perhaps you could call Master Guruju as well. I'm sure he's more eager than any to see my masterpiece take form. Oh god. Ah, Kira, truly impressive that the way you chased that bombard. Why one would never imagine that this time was your first time taking part in the festivities. Thanks to you, I think we can safely say the guilds put on another impressive show this year. It's only a matter of time before our halls are overflowing with apprising adventurers talk about making the best of a bad situation. Speaking of which, I heard Nikiki's nigh done with her delightful creation. I don't know about you, but I'm most eager to taste it myself. Believe it or not, I have something of a sweet tooth. Kira, again, I thank you for your efforts in helping us to patch the bombards. To think that such a calamity would befall us on the eve of the festivities, but pray don't be too hard on Nikiki. She meant only to please, as she always has. Oh, in the confusion, I forgot to mention it, but she's actually a childhood friend of mine. We used to play together by the shore, and one day we were set upon by a vicious monster. We thought we were done for, but were saved in the nick of time by a kindly adventurer who swiftly dispatched the beast and whisked us away to safety. That then I vowed that one day I'd serve the guild and repay my debt to the brave soul who rescued me. Meanwhile, Nikki was a genius in the kitchen since she was just a girl. She chose the path of culinarian in hopes of filling the bellies of adventurers all over the nourishing and toothsome snacks. In the end, she found her calling making sweets as opposed to the sort of heartly meals that you and I might favor, but that's rather fitting for her. She's always had a independent streak after all. In the event, she's positively overjoyed that her latest creation will be presented front and center in the fair for adventurers all over to enjoy. More than anything, I'm glad she's back with us, safe and sound. Do 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 do. Aha! If it isn't the ever resourcefulness and oh so forgiving adventurer who we so ignominiously tasked with gathering ingredients for our banquet. What's this you say? The fiends have been dispatched? And my prized dessert is ready for the tasting. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Oh, it's you. You could have come at a better time. I was just putting the finishing touches on my masterpiece. Pray wait for just a moment, won't you? Adventurers, Eurasian fairgoers, friends, am most proud to present my latest creation. I call it Costa del Hielo. and I promise you that it will please your tongue even more than it does your eyes. And to make sure it doesn't melt as well as to help all of you stay cool and miss the scorching heat, I leave you with a present from my furry friends. Yasha! Kara, well, I did my dessert agree with you. After all, the trouble I put you through, one can only hope so. It was more than worth the trouble. Your friends put on quite a slow show. It was simply sublime. All right, let's see. Now that's a relief to hear. It if it provided you the true refreshment after all your travels. Why, as a confectioner and culinarian, nothing would make me happier. Speaking of which, I had meant to tell you, ever since you chased off those bombardments, my little friend here hasn't been able to take her eyes off you. Just look at her face. It's all if it's all as if she's saying, "Oh, misadventurer, what I wouldn't give to join you in your your travels." Oh, that's how we get them out. Oh, truly, what? How kind you are. She'll be most wonderful company on the road. I promise you that. And with that, I'd best get back to the kitchen. After all, adventurers from all corners of the realm have come to taste my latest greatest creation. Until we meet again, a happy Moonfire Fair to you. Yay. Thanks to your efforts, peace has returned to the beaches of Costa del Sol, and the festivities can commence in earliest. That is until the bombardment madness rears its ugly head. You may now purchase wares from the Moonfire Fair vendor, participating in the fate appearing in the southern eastern region of the fair grounds to earn vouchers that can be exchanged for goods. All right. Let's buy this. Let's buy this. And the last thing. And we don't have to deal with that quest ever, the fate ever again. Alright. Alright. Yeah, that's That's the only thing I really wanted to do before the event was over, was to get the mount. So we got the polar bear. And it's a special mount, and I can press this. Yay. Anyways, what was I doing? Oh, yes. We shall continue with the main scenario quest in the next episode. Till then, fare thee well.